So today I'm gonna go over the process I use to source and sell iPhones. So the year was 2018 and I was in my junior year of college, studying biochemistry and molecular biology. I sucked at it. And after trying countless things to try to make money, including lots of thrifting and eBay, I figured there's gotta be a higher ticket item I could be doing, that I could be selling, that isn't necessarily too expensive, but still makes a good profit. So after hours on my favorite learning platform, YouTube, I came across David Kazakusko, who goes by Win at Life with Dave, and Luke Deutschlander, who goes by Six Figure Flipper, phone flipping. And the concept is simple.
I bought a car, fixed it, cleaned it, sold it.
So before anything, I end up getting 3 things. 1, a SIM card removal tool, but you could also just use a paper clip. 2, SIM cards from the most common networks, which include AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint. And this is just to make sure the phone is actually unlocked to those networks. And finally, a briefcase. And yes, the briefcase is optional. This is actually the exact one I used before back in 2018. I have no regrets. And the most important thing you should know to not get duped is to make sure the phone you're buying isn't blacklisted or iCloud locked. And the way to find out if it is or isn't is by using various websites. For example, I used IMEI Pro to check, as well as SIM cards. And also make sure they sign up their iCloud account, because if they don't, then you might as well consider it a brick phone, even if it works. So instead of paying the, let's say, $300 market price, you'd be paying like $50 for a brick phone. So don't make the same mistake I made, which is when I completely forgot to even check to see if he was signed out of iCloud. After I bought the phone, after he took my money, I ended up contacting him. He kind of blew me off, ignored me, and then I just ended up with a phone that's iCloud locked. So what I'm trying to say is just make sure you always check before handing out the money. Location. I think it's safe to say don't go to a stranger's house and don't have the stranger go to your house. Always go to a public setting. I always use McDonald's for 2 reasons. 1, there was always a McDonald's around me, and 2, it had Wi-Fi. So the websites that I used to actually find these iPhones, there's a bunch of different sites you could use, but I used 5 different sites, which was Letgo, OfferUp, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Craigslist. What I would do is check to see if there's any new listings, and when I finally find something that I'm interested in, I would go ahead and message the seller. Does it include a charger? Do you have the original box? Finally, I'd go ahead and shoot over my offer. So now with pricing, the best way to find out what your market value of your phone is going to be is by going to the eBay sold listings and just comparing values. Alternatively, you can also go to Facebook Marketplace. I always sold on eBay, so I always just use those figures. So the tough part might be, what should I actually pay for a phone? And by that, I think a bit backwards. So let's say I want to make at least $50 in profit. So some things to consider are going to be the shipping and material cost and the eBay fees. So for shipping material, I always went ahead and just figured, all right, $10. Plus, I always want to give the customer free shipping. And finally, the eBay and PayPal fee, which equates to 12.9%. And there's also an additional 30 cents after you sell an item. So plugging in the formula, let's say I can sell it for $300 minus 12.9% eBay fees, minus 30% fees, minus $10 for shipping, minus the minimum profit I want to make of $50 leads me to $201. So that would leave my max offer. So if you want to avoid as many fees as possible, you could always use Facebook Marketplace, but personally, I've always used Facebook to buy, never sell. And then I used eBay to sell, but never buy. So another tip, if you have a few bucks to spare, you can always post Craigslist ads. So what I did was just take, a bunch of iPhones I had at the moment. These are Androids. I just put some money in the bag, followed by like a post-it note being like, I buy iPhones or iPhones for cash. It was really easy. It worked a bunch. I got a bunch of numbers. I got a bunch of calls. And it was, it was fun doing it. I posted ads like every day. At the time, it was free. It does cost now. So if you do have a few bucks to spare, just try it out, see if it works out for you, if you want to do that. Otherwise, you can keep sticking with the free methods just by searching on OfferUp, Letgo, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and just doing your offers there. And finally, materials. So let's say you finally sold a product and now you have to ship it. So you're gonna need boxes, bubble wrap, and tape. And alternatively, you can also just use like plastic bags or newspapers. But I found the best and cheapest way to actually get these materials was just by dumpster diving at my local shopping center, at my local Target in Colony. So I just dumpstered over there. I got a bunch of boxes. I even got I actually got this chair that I'm sitting on now, 2 brand new. I got another one. I gave it to my little brother. I found a table. I found a bunch of iPhone cases. So, hey, if you want to try something, go dumpster diving too. So let's say you don't have a lot of money to start and you want to do your first deal. Now, if you want to go all out, you can sell the current phone you have. Personally, that's high risk. I don't recommend doing that. I just stick with selling small things that you can only have around your home. Or alternatively, you can also just go thrifting, which is like what I started doing before too, where I just went to local churches, local thrift stores up here in the Capital District, just bought little items and then just sold it on eBay. And you could really find some good things there. It takes some time, but after you build up the reserves for it, you can finally just then go into phones. So hopefully this video was informative and gave you the motivation to actually start your side hustle. There's probably things I forgot to mention, but if you have any other questions, just go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And until next time, adios.